here again, Atlantic Discuss channel. This time around, it's a Wednesday, Startup and Innovators. That's what we do on Wednesdays. We bring young, vibrant, ebullient, strategic startup and innovators, you know, African, Nigerian, Kenya, doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you're a startup and you're definitely innovating. In cases we've had startup, not innovators, we've had innovators, not really startup, and we have had both. And today we have a startup and it's clearly innovating. Maybe not the first person to innovate in that area, but he's innovating. And there's one or two areas where he's likely maybe just a pioneer. So that's what brings him here. That's why today we have a very young, vibrant guy with us. And I'm going to introduce him, Qudus Adedolapo Oyedeji. Qudus, welcome to Startup and Innovators on Atlanta Discuss channel.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic. Well, I'm so excited to have you too. You
Yes,
guys, you just, when I see you, that's why I don't go to judge people. By the time I read your resume, I'm like, you guys are doing so much. You're also in the Badon axis, right?
yes, we're in Ibadan.
Yeah, you, Obafela, and the rest. Fantastic. I like that. So Qudus is a dynamic Nigerian entrepreneur, digital strategist. You're going to tell us your story yourself. This is just a preamble, just a mini
Yes,
intro.
sir.
You're going to tell us everything, So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, it's a digital strategist, creative innovator, passionate about empowering business through technology. That's where we're going. It's a
Yes,
tech
sir.
guy. He's a co-founder and director of strategy at Merk365 Digital LLP, a fast-rising tech company known for building impactful digital solutions across e-commerce, real estate, and hospitality. That real estate was where I said maybe you're the first person, but when we get there, about what to say. I'm sure maybe
Yes,
there
sir.
are, maybe they're not, but then that's going to be an interesting area to talk about. Qudus
Yes,
leads
sir.
the vision behind Thryvee, an emerging e-commerce platform designed to help African small, medium-sized enterprises, that's the SMEs, sell smarter and grow faster. That's brilliant. He's also one of the minds behind Housmata, a smart property listing and rental platform simplifying house search and management for urban Africa. That's brilliant. I'm trying to be there, but I mean, this is clearly innovative. So he's also a 2025 Oyo State Youth Award nominee for technology. I'm not surprised. He's also a proud Tony Elumelu Foundation grant awardee. Wow, you receive a lot of money. Baba Tony, great guy. Recognized for his innovative approach for solving local challenges through digital solutions. Impressive. So with a background in political science and film direction. You see, that's why you guys always confuse me. You study something different, you get into something, but it's okay. I'm also a culprit myself, so I'm guilty too. So like I said, we studied the political science and film direction, could do blend strategic thinking with storytelling and design, making more sense. He actively volunteers with organizations like Orphan Empowerment Society and the Red Cross Society of Nigeria and champions the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, especially affordable, clean energy innovation, sustainable cities, climate action. Qudus Adedolapo Oyedeji. Welcome to
Yes,
Startup
sir.
and Innovators.
Thank you. Thank you once again.
You're most welcome. So how are you doing today, Qudus?
I'm very well. Very well.
How's work and business?
Well, it's good. Let me just put it as that. We're pushing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But just a few challenges here and there.
We're going to talk
It's
about
not uncommon. Yeah, it's not uncommon. So
nothing
yeah.
comes easy. Life itself is an undulating plane.
Yes,
Like they say
definitely.
in Nigerian pidgin English, problem no they finish.
They
Yeah. So just know that you solve one problem, another one comes. That's the way life is. And it's also a sign that you're making progress, that
Yeah.
you're doing something because everything comes with its own orders. So Qudus, tell everybody, we got quite a wide audience and they want to see, they want to hear. And you'll be shocked at how many people you are encouraging. You understand, As some of our
Yes, sir.
guests, they said they started, they failed, they came back, started, they failed. We don't have a problem with that. If you've had any failure, we want to hear it, not just the successes. So tell us, What did you study in school? How did you arrive at what you are doing right now? Over to you, Qudus.
Okay. At first, even what I studied in school wasn't the original thing that I wanted to study. So I was supposed to study law,
Oh, wow.
but Nigerian universities happened, and I just had to settle for
Did
political
you pass
science.
now? But you said Nigerian.
Oh, I did. I think my first jam was a 262,
Okay.
which is a fair number for me, and the post jam was 276, which was good enough
More than
to,
enough there. Mm-hmm.
yeah, to even. But the cutoff for law that year was exactly what I got, and there were so many other people that were above that bar.
Mm.
So that 276 was exactly the cutoff. So I
And
had to stay.
you didn't know anybody. You didn't have connection.
Oh. So that's why I meant by Nigerian universities. So the following year, I applied for another school, and that year, they decided not to write post jam. They did some grading, and they just arrived at a particular score for everyone. And they said, "Oh, this is what your score can carry." They didn't do any post jam, so I ended up settling with political science. So um, while I was in school, I originally, like I said, like you said in the citation, I have a background in film directing. Originally, I was enrolled to a film school. I was a self-enrollment anyway. I self-enrolled myself into a film school to learn film directing. And while I was doing that, I delved into writing poetry, um, script writing as well. So later on, I figured out a career path in writing. So I started out doing content development. During the Corona pandemic, I started working with a company, a web development company at that time, and they were doing quite well in the field. And my job there was to just write content for the websites that they were building. So the developers built the website. I write content for to fill up the pages, and I was doing quite a lot. But I knew that I just had to be more than just a content developer. I didn't even know there was going to be the advent of AI writing and every other thing because back then, before I started working there, I was doing blog post writing for some websites at that time when we used to charge like 5 naira, 10 naira per word. So they give you 1,000 words to write. It means you have 5,000 naira or probably 10,000 naira if it's a very good blog, or probably 7,000 naira if your bargaining skills is not really good. So I knew I could not continue with content development as a career path. So what I did was invest most of my salary, my wages from working there into learning how to build websites myself. And for some reason, a friend of mine, who would later be my co-founder at Merk365, Thryvee, and Housmata, was also taking that course at a separate place at the same time. So Corona pandemic break went off and we returned to school and we were just talking like, guy, I was working with some people in Ibadan and I feel like we can do what they are doing. And the guy is like, what are they doing? And I said, they're building websites now. And these guys are capping millions monthly. And it's not like we cannot do this thing. I have a background in computer engineering. You can just, so we started out. Uh, One of the beauty of being naive is you don't know if it will work or not. So we just started out and just let's set up company now. We did our due diligence with the name. We checked for CSC registrations for it, for the name. We checked for digital footprints, and we arrived at a name, Merk360. But then the last part was now to check if there was a website with that name, and we checked, and there was someone, I think on Instagram with the name Merk360, and it wasn't even related to what we wanted to do. Merk is a Dutch word for brand. So what we wanted to do is do all things brands, all things that can help brands 360, like in all degrees. Well, we had to switch our name to now the Merk365 to mean we'll deal with brands all year long. So that was when we came about the name, and there were like three of us that started out. The career path took someone else the other way. And that was we say I would say we launched in January 2021, and since then it's just been it's been a great decision that we made to launch, because launching, like they say, is psychological. It's not really something that can stop people. If you don't want it to stop you, you just need to get out there first. And the first year, it was terrible. We did not get any clients. The only website that we had to our name, the only website we had was our website. That was the only website we had to our name. In the middle of the year, we did some campaigns. We did free websites for people.
Oh, wow.
Just to like say, so we have a portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think fast forward to August later that year, we got a gig from someone who wanted to build a website for people to rent shortlets. We charged an horrible amount of money, but it was okay for us. I mean, we were just fresh graduates, so it was okay for us. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Half a loaf is better than puff puff. So we just went with it, and we built, and up until last year, before the man stopped that particular business, the website was still up and running. In fact, we usually show it with pride that this is what we built for the person back then, and we went from there. Then September, we were done with that project, and everything went dry again until November. So in November, we got a gig to come and teach Empower participants. So it's a federal government program here in Nigeria where the government intervenes in skill acquisition and even education to a large extent. But for the skill acquisition part, they zoned it by regions, and the Southwest region was at Ila. So they wanted to use the College of Education in Ila, and they needed someone to teach.
That's in Oyo State, right?
Yes, yes. So they needed someone to teach web design and web development. So my friend and I, we went ahead to the place and we took that from November to December. The money we got from there, we were able to buy ourselves new laptops. Mind you, what we were building with was a laptop that we borrowed from my partner's then girlfriend. She had 2 laptops and she was doing nothing with it but watching movies. So we took that one. The one she said was 40, I repaired it.
The person with managing cap has no head. The person with head has no cap. Yeah.
So we got ourselves, we fixed ourselves brand new laptops, and we're like, oh yes, let's get to work. But 2022 was completely dry. There was zero activities. Like we didn't get anything. So 2023, I decided, okay, since nothing is working, let me just go for my NYSC now. It's been 2 years I've been at home. And 2022 was a very bad year. Let me just go ahead for NYSC. But 6 months into NYSC, we got an angel investor to help us set up. And I mean, after we pitched and we understood, I mean, he understood what we were going at, and the rest is history from there. We went there. But like they say, a reward for hard work is more work.
That's true.
Yeah. So when we were writing our business plan for the angel investor, we wrote it as we'll be able to build this number of websites per month, and this is the probable revenue we'll be able to generate. The amount that we propose to generate in a year, we actually made it in the first 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we did make it in the first 6 months, but after that 6 months, everything started to look like it was going to go dry again. In Nigeria, people were forced to adjust to the pricing of things due to the expensive fueling at that point in time. So a lot of companies were trying to just make payroll at that point. So let me just make payroll this point. So majority of them that needed websites could not even afford it.
Just make even if they could not venture into other.
Exactly, they could not do other things for their business. They just want to make payroll. Wow. Everybody just wants to make payroll. So we started to notice that trend, and we knew that people's capability financially, especially companies that require our service mostly, can no longer afford this. The other type of websites that moves faster, are e-commerce websites. Apart from corporate websites, are e-commerce websites. So we figured that since e-commerce websites help people sell directly, I mean, at least it contributes to their sales directly, maybe we should focus more on it. We tried a lot of pricing strategy to bring it down. Maybe they can pay in bits, maybe they can do this, maybe we can give them a. Then we talked about, wait, if you want to put them on a subscription plan, so you tell me that my website is online, I have paid you a particular amount, but because I can't pay, you take it offline the next month. So, and we know even at that amount that we set the subscription at, they will still not be able to afford it, especially the ones who need it. There are these people on WhatsApp, these girls that sell bags, that sell shoes, that sell this and that. They disturb a lot. They will not let you rest. You are supposed to see something important on status, you will not see it because one girl wants to sell shoes. So we started building a product towards them. Started building a product towards those people. Like, how do we get these people on board? How do we get them to be able to build a website and make it like the price of like data, the amount they buy data, so that it doesn't look big to them. So we were able to come up with Thryvee. I mean, at least the first version, just a storefront for them. And we tested with 100 users. We give them the platform for free to test to see what we can better over it. And afterwards, we were able to refine that and go ahead with it. And in January 2024, yes, in January 2024, we launched fully with a full website, not just a front, not just a storefront, but a full website for them. And the pricing was incredible. We had the lowest subscription plan at 1,500 naira per month. Oh, so 1,005. So it was something that they wanted to do. And with little marketing efforts, we were able to like secure our first 200 users.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Wow. And feedback from them and this and that. And also a lot of challenges that we faced running.
How many do you have now? I mean, you had your first one, but like how many do you have clients?
Yes, we actually still have that same 200 because we stopped onboarding at a point. The reason that we stopped onboarding was because of the challenges that we were facing. So because we are bootstrapping, we do not have the full infrastructure to use cloud servers and this and all those big infrastructures that make things work like boom. So we were bootstrapping and we're managing our resources and we're using VPS hosting, but the type of traffic coming onto those people's websites started to look suspicious to the people we were hosting with. So severally, they would just take it down. They would just flag it. They would just do all sorts. So at the point we had to stop onboarding, and like our users had always been, the feedback they gave us was make it a mobile first design. We know we have to make it mobile first, but we're bootstrapping. This thing has already taken over 4 million naira, going to 5 million naira from us building. And even the team that we have on ground is not a full team that we should have. We're just bootstrapping. We need money to scale this properly. So we've still been bootstrapping, but now as we speak, by the end of May to early June, we'll have the full mobile version ready to push back into the market and get all our users back on board, and also onboard more users.
Fantastic. Tell me, all what you have said is it's for Merk365, right?
Yeah, Merk365 and Thryvee.
Yeah, and Thryvee. So what's the difference between Thryvee and Merk365?
So Merk365 is an holistic company that builds softwares for all sorts of businesses. So even if you have an idea, we could help you turn it into an app, into a mobile, into a website, into whatever. We do it for businesses. We build corporate websites, we build e-commerce websites, we build portfolio websites for people. But Thryvee in itself is an e-commerce software that allows users to be able to build a website for themselves in a matter of minutes, and it is subscription-based. So Merk365 is a software development company for businesses. Just you come to us with your idea, we build it for you. But Thryvee is DIY. You do it yourself in matter of minutes. So that's a different software.
Interesting. Okay, let's talk about Housmata. I know that's
Okay.
it says there that you're also one of the minds behind Housmata.
Housmata.
Smart property listing and rental platform, simplifying house search and management for urban Africans. Yeah. So can you tell us more about that? I'm really interested in that.
Okay. So first off, I would like to say that I am just happy and privileged to be on that team that is providing this solution.
Okay.
Because this solution is answering a big problem that we're facing currently in most of Nigeria. Currently. And like I recently
so it's functional already.
We're also launching this month. We're also launching this month. Legalities and compliances is what we're finishing up.
Oh, okay.
So currently, if you want to rent a house in Nigeria, you need to go through an agent, because the landlord has handed over the property to an agent to manage for them. So when you go to these agents, majority of these agents, the registered ones, the corporate ones, they don't have legs inside the public, inside the market. So they, in turn, list it to smaller agents who go ahead into the market and find the customers. But in that process, it might not have direct access to that person, and then he lists it to another person. So the chain now becomes a chain of almost 3 agents in the middle. And how do they charge? 10% originally, statutorily, the charge on rentage should be your rent, a certain percentage as agreed between your landlord and his own lawyer, a certain percentage of the rent as a markup on it. So let's just put it at 10%. So 10% plus 10% of the rent plus the current rent for agency, 10% of the current rent for agreement. So that leaves it as 20% plus the current rent. If the house is new and can take caution fee, probably they just put a caution deposit down so that if you leave, you get it back. They usually put that one to at 10%.
Like a security deposit.
Yeah, exactly. So they usually put that one to at 10%. So that's a 30% total plus the rent. Now, because of the chain of agency, each of those agents want to charge 10% of the rent each. So now, an house that has been put up for ₦1 million for rent has now gone up to, normally statutorily it should be 1.3 million naira you pay. Now, because of the 4 agents above it, on it, now you're paying about 1.6 to 1.7 million.
Wow.
So this is affecting youths, people that are just starting out their life, people that are looking for a new place to rent, middle class people, and majority of people are forced to move because their landlord have just recently increased rent and they want to move to where they can afford. So they get where they can afford, and then they figure that when they get there, the rent that they refuse to pay at their former landlord's place, they are already paying it. They are even paying it as agent fee in the new place they are going to. And these agents don't really have anything to do. In fact, everybody is an agent now. As long as they hear about it, you just see them keep popping out. Hello, Che, are you the agent? Yes. Meet me at this junction and bring my inspection fee. They'll collect 5,000 naira from you for taking you to a house they know you will not rent, because they know it does not match the description of what you are looking for.
Oh God.
And then when you get there, they say, okay, don't worry, we'll go tomorrow again. You pay them another 5,000 naira tomorrow. All they are selling is just information because they have access to that information. So what did we do at Housmata? We went into, Merk365 went into partnership with Property Max Results Limited. So Property Max Results Limited is a registered and duly professional real estate company that has been in the system for over 10 years. To solve this problem with their own industry insights. So we are using real industry information, real-time information about tenant attitude, landlord attitude, and agent attitude. So for us to be able to come about the current solution that we have. one of the things we also figured was that how then do people now fix their contracts with their landlord, since there is no agent taking paper to anybody? So he also made us go into partnership with a legal chamber, Swift Legal Chamber, to embed a legally binding contract with seal on the app. So every time that a payment is made for a rent, a contract is generated between the landlord and the tenant that can be downloadable by both of them.
Wow.
So at the point of onboarding, actually,
that's innovation. That's innovation.
So at the point of onboarding, everybody has been verified. We take KYC, NIN, and that goes. We also take guarantors details, next of kin details, so that can help us generate our contract, because someone has to stand as witness for your contract and other things. So then we started to think of how then do we make sure that transactions work on the app, because to make sure that the house that has been listed here, we want to know if the house has been taken off the market or not. The payment has to be made for it before it has to be taken off the market. So we were trying to embed a payment gateway on top of the platform, such that the landlord has an account there where his rent goes into. From there, he can then transfer it to his personal account. But for us to be able to keep record and track of transactions that have happened via the platform, we needed them to have a wallet first. And so that they don't have to go and click, oh, yeah, somebody has rented this house. The system can also automate that. So we try to integrate the current payment systems that we have, Paystack or Flutterwave. But the problem with them is they do T+1 settlement. T+1 settlement means that if someone sends you money today via Paystack or Flutterwave, you won't get it until tomorrow. You will see it, but you will not be able to spend it until tomorrow. And for a platform for a software that is just coming to the market, and people might not even want to trust it enough to say, let me leave my money there overnight.
We need something that works instantly.
We need something that. So now we went into partnership with GT Bank to generate an account for every user, for every tenant and for every landlord that comes on board. Yes. So for every landlord all our payments are processed through GT Bank. It makes it instant. They can transfer their money instantly. They get it instant. So we've done quite a lot in that aspect, and that's why I said we're having legalities and compliances left. Because yes, just right now we are 90% done. We are ready to hit the market. The tenants are shouting. Our landlords are on our neck. We have a wait list of over 200 tenants. We have a wait list of close to 100 landlords ready to list their properties. But
no, it's gonna be in the millions eventually. So you have to make sure you have don't make the mistake with what's it called, Merk365, where you won't have enough space in cloud for them.
Although so we are actually prepared for other eventualities.
Yeah.
Yes, we're actually prepared for those eventualities, and that's also what made us move our cloud servers to AWS. So currently we are running on AWS with an auto-scale infrastructure. So if today we have 1 million users skyrocket from 1,000 to 1 million, our infrastructure can support it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and it's worth saying that AWS, after evaluating what we have, also provided us with a $5,000 credit to be able to push what we have outside.
Oh, wow.
So in credit, they give us in credit so that as you use your platform, they can just deduct from the credit that they gave to us. So the last part of the innovation is that we thought that one issue that landlords and tenants usually have is fixing the property when it is damaged. When there is something wrong with the house, that is when most agents disappear. Property Max Results, our partner, already has a policy that they say a real estate contract does not end when all papers are signed. They believe that it should continue after that paper has been signed. They should not disappear an agent should not disappear when the papers have been signed. And that's what most of these agents that take all the extra costs, what they do. Once you are in the house, you will not see your agent till the end of the year, until it is time to pay for your rent again. You will look for them, you will not see them. So we found a way for tenants to be able to escalate the issues that they have in their house to the landlords directly. So on the platform, if you have a plumbing leakage, you can go to the app. You can chat your landlord up about it. We have an in-app chat with the landlord. You can chat your landlord up about it. Or you can raise an issue. There's a raise an issue section. You just go there. You raise an issue. You snap what is wrong with the house. You snap a picture of it. You take a picture of it. You upload. The landlord gets a notification about it. Now, who fixes it? That is where we have to put in an artisan module. So our artisan module.
You already have a database for artisans too.
Yes.
Okay. So while you are depriving agent of income, you are empowering artisans.
Exactly. So the artisans come there.
Those agents must well go and learn one skill or maybe plumbing.
Exactly. If all these side majority of these agents are actually plumbers, electricians, barbers. They have their job, but because they know that there's a house for rent somewhere, they become agents.
So they should go back to their initial.
They should go and learn work.
I like that. Oh God.
So the artisans list themselves on the platform. There's a marketplace for them. So whenever an issue is raised, they can go to that marketplace and pick up those issues.
Oh wow.
And then once they fix it, the landlord can then transfer to their account. Artisans will also have accounts on the platform.
Wow.
So every angle that a landlord and a tenant might have to face, we have covered it. If more issues develop in the future, we are ready to pivot and move towards it. But currently, with the industry knowledge that we have from Property Max results and the legal knowledge that we have from Swift Legal Chambers, and from the technical know-how from Merk365, we are good to go on Housmata. Housmata is ready to hit the market like instantly.
So what's the website? Housmata.com.
Currently it's housematter.ng when we go live.
Okay.
It will be housematter.ng.
Okay, because I want to put all those information under the chat, in the description for this episode. So
okay, sir.
Yeah, so I'll put your website for everything. I mean, that's why we're doing what we're doing, to encourage people like you and let people know it's happening, it's out there, and I like what you've done with Merk365. I actually like the way you came up with the name. You wanted to do 360, and you saw that, okay, there's been 360. Okay, we're not going to lose that name. We just make it 365. 365, yeah, I love that. So the Tony Elumelu Foundation, what idea did you pitch for them and that gave you funding?
It was Thryvee. Actually, Housmata is young. In fact, Housmata made its first stage appearance at the Osun Innovation Challenge last 2 weeks. His first appearance. I mean, Housmata we just started building from last December to this point. So, but Thryvee has been much older than that. Thryvee has been around since we've been building Thryvee since December 2023.
Issues or it's taking care of?
Currently, we are still bootstrapping. Okay. We're actually open to funding angel investors. VCs don't like to invest in early stage startups. Majority of these VCs that say they invest in early stage startup, they want early stage, but they want traction of a seed A. Yeah, that's it. They
want to recoup early.
Yes, they want to recoup their money really, really early. And this type of business that we are in is a game of numbers. The more it goes, the more you're able to get, the more recurring.
I have a few 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that watch my program that could be interested in it. So that's
if we are open.
Yeah,
we're open to discussion.
Details, because I do get calls too that guy you spoke about that day, that you interviewed that day, and all that. So you never know. So I'll get all the information. I'll put it in the description section and all that.
No,
let's talk about challenges. I mean, those are all challenges anyway. But what are the core obstructions, the major hurdles you've encountered in this journey so far? Is it bureaucracy, government, funding, sincerity of partner? Because you won't believe it. Most of the people I talk to, the the orders are different. Somebody said it was just trust. I think I spoke to the guy I spoke to last week. We need to buy a good thing or something like that. He said for him it was just trust. That initially was not sincere with his partners. That because not that he didn't trust. I mean that they didn't level with him. He didn't level with them. He felt that was one of the reasons why their initial startup crashed. So, what are your obstacles? What are the challenges that you are going through?
Number one is, like I would say generally, money is like almost everything in business. I know money is, but majority of the time, what we need is an enabling environment. Okay. What I mean by an enabling environment is this. In a place like Ibadan, it is just becoming a hub for technology. And it was not that there are no builders, there are no startups here in Ibadan. The only thing that we did not have was a government that understood what we carry, what we had. In Bodija, around my office alone, around where our headquarters is alone, I know up to 6 startups that are doing beautifully well, that are building solutions that can change the market.
Come to Ibadan.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I know someone who built Hootsuite for Nigerians because Hootsuite will not let us pay with Naira cards. So he built an AI-powered Hootsuite for us to be able to automate our social media platforms. I know several of them on the streets of Bodija here.
Wow.
But yes,
those are the kind of people I'm looking for.
And I just met them last year at Ibadan Startup Fest. But Ibadan Startup Fest was organized by someone from Lagos. If we had an opportunity where the government in itself understood the power and the economic value of the startups in the state, where they do an innovation challenge or they do a startup challenge or they do a startup fest to empower or even to showcase what people have. It's not necessarily you give us money, give us an open space, give us a space to express what we have. Let people see it, embrace it, refine it, make it better, or even just put it out there for us. That's what we have.
Let me get that clear. So, for example, the government of Oyo State should build a tech hub.
Yes, all the events that we have. Yes, all the events that we have in Oyo State, Ibadan Tech Expo, Africa Tech, ATC Africa, the last one I attended, African Development Summit by Obafela, they are all privately owned. They are all private
initiatives.
Yes, they are private initiatives. And at the end of the day, you still see.
I also noticed you guys, despite the fact that they are private initiatives, they find it hard to get funding.
You find it hard to get, you even find it hard to get trust to even use the space you want.
Wow.
Yes, because but now definitely Oyo State is one of the states that is embracing technology currently, especially with its youth. And if you set up these privately convened events, they would attend. You invite them, they will attend. And they would, yes, as they usually do, make promises and all that. But if we actually add someone or a government that was actively involved in this process, maybe we will not be here. The other thing I would say would be funding. And this is not just a me issue. It's a general issue. To get funding as an African startup now is kind of hard. The years where they were cutting checks of $1 million, $2 million, 100K, 200K, 500K for startups is over because a lot of people have misused that opportunity. I mean, the forefronters, the ones that are supposed to have founded the passports, yes, they have abused it.
I know. I mean, I had an experience myself,
Oh, so we have seen startup founders that pay themselves the $1,500 per month, despite the fact that they have not even broken even. People who just want to, get the money. Some people even take the money outrightly,
buy
and
car, drink Hennessy, champagne,
that's the first thing we do now.
travel
You
abroad.
get a Land Cruiser Prado and a policeman in front. Exactly. No one want to kidnap you.
Well, I can relate, don't worry.
Exactly. So people even take the money outrightly and run out of the country.
So like you,
So
the way you are dressed now with your t-shirt, I mean that's a techie thing. But in the third world, in the Nigerian system, nobody will respect you to see you like this. They don't even know you have three companies that,
Exactly. Even I can't even say, I probably say my neighbors don't even know I have three companies.
But you know one thing, yeah. One of the problem you younger techie people have, I mean, because I speak to people that are venture capitalists, I challenge them. They say, look, also you don't even know whether it's Yahoo they are doing, They,
No.
yeah, they are confused, because they are not technologically savvy. So they don't really, but let me ask you this. I'm looking for trouble now. Have you ever thought of doing Yahoo? Or you've done it before?
I would, to be very honest, let's be straight up
You have to be
now.
honest.
Yeah, I would not say I've ruled out the idea
Mm,
once. I
mm,
mean, I've thought about it. That
okay.
was when I was in school. It was my formative years. I had not even gone into tech proper then.
Okay.
But one thing I found out quickly was my conscience.
Mm,
I used to think that it was just, I mean, until I got a good understanding of how it works, I used to think it was just some people talking to somebody and getting money.
mm,
But later on, I figured it was fraud, like straight up fraud. It was not just convincing somebody to send you money. It was straight up fraud. It was dipping money into their account, dipping hands into their accounts. It was getting loans on their behalf. It
mm,
was using their credit cards for fraud. It was doing chargebacks. And I wonder how the victims feel,
mm.
how they cope, how they survive, if they ever survive. Because when you take a loan of $100,000 in someone's name, I do not know how the person gets to pay back.
Mm.
If you take a loan of $500, if you do credit card fraud of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, how does the person ever pay it back? How do they feel? What do they go through? That was one of the reasons why I never ventured into fraud, into Yahoo, internet fraud. Because judging by the skills that I had or that I currently have, it would
Mm.
have been so easy. Majority of this, it would have been easy.
Yeah,
Majority of these
I'm
boys.
also guilty of it because when I started interacting with most of the young techie guys, I was always suspicious. You understand? I was always, but the good thing was that I had to give them benefit of the doubt. And I was happy I did. You understand? And I think that's probably the problem, a lot of problem the older generation have. Because of the way the country is right now, it's hard to believe that there are young people that are very innovative, that are working their ass out, they're working so hard. You understand? So that's probably, I mean, not probably one reason why we're doing this program. Let people know they are there. You understand? This is Qudus, for example, three companies. You understand? This is what it's doing, and that's why we always share references, put everything on the chat box. People go there, they see. Like now I have alumni for everybody I interview, alumni group. I put them together. In that group, we've put together about six people doing businesses. You understand? There are two digital platforms. They're already working on something together. There's a guy, he's a maths professor of mathematics in Mustafa. He's already working with one guy, Yinka in Nigeria, who is a virtual teacher. Amos is in Dallas, Texas. They're already working on major program. Gumbaja, I spoke to last week. I've linked him up with Amos already. So, I mean, that's the whole thing, just cohabit, synergize. Because at the end of the day, some of the problems you have can be solved with somebody else. That people look at the girl that gave you laptop now. She had to. So just need to watch film. You understand? You need laptop, that, but so there could someone there, maybe that has a rich uncle, and a laptop and some money, and you have yeah, they just give you because at the end of the day, what you're looking for is not really much anyway. Because from my experience, it's nothing. It's chump
It's a,
change, first class ticket, the Lagos Dubai money. You understand? When you fly, that kind of thing. So let me ask you, this is my final question to you, because I've really enjoyed talking to you actually. And I'm sure
Same here, sir.
you guys are enjoying it too. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? I was going to ask you if you've been financially rewarded, but I'm going to skip that because I can see you're just stable. You're making money, but you're stable. So I would rather ask you, where do you think you'll be in 10 years' time? And how much do you think you will be worth in 10 years?
Speaking about the financial worth, personally, I usually tell people, if someone asks me for money, I'll say, hey, I have money, but it's on paper.
Oh God.
I believe if I am worth something like on paper, I have things I could point to and say, this is my investment, this is the stuff I've been able to build. I think I'm more fulfilled than having money like say, oh, I'm out here doing my thing. Although if there will be need for it, I might think about exiting one or two solutions that we might build over the years to like get stable and be okay and probably set up myself. But in 10 years, I see myself championing digital inclusion in all areas of life. So first, I had started out with e-commerce. Now we have moved into real estate. I see myself championing digital inclusion where every aspect of our lives can be digital, can be made easy. I used to be a very lazy person. I feel like if it can be done easy, I don't need to go the hard way. If I can sell more efficiently, even while I'm sleeping, I don't know why I should be posting on my WhatsApp status every day. If I can get a house from an app without having to go to an agent that will take me to another agent, if I can just register and pay on the platform and get my contract, I will do it. So I feel like everybody should be able to get to that point where everything we do can be easily digitized. And I am seeing myself working with other people, apart from my company, to be able to break into other industry to be able to digitize that as well. Work-wise, I just want Africans to be digitally inclusive, no matter who they are or where they are.
So what do you think will be your value financially? I know you don't want to talk about it. I'm asking. I need a figure.
Financially.
$10 billion. My last guess said $10 billion.
Financially.
It looks like he's gonna get it. He has about
let me use the rough numbers from Thryvee in itself to do
your projection.
A projection. So Thryvee is supposed to be worth $1 billion in 3 years. So supposed to be worth $1 billion in 3 years. It's a little over $1 million. So, and currently I own a significant amount of that. So judging by that, I think I'm not shooting low, but in 10 years, I should be worth over $20 million. I don't shoot to.
I like that. I think if Housmata worked, it would probably even be worth more than that. And if you keep innovating and all that. Okay, Qudus Adedolapo Oyedeji, fantastic guy. I enjoyed really talking to you. I mean, I'm one of those that gave up on Nigeria a long time ago, but I mean, startup and innovators give me a lot of hope. I say it all the time. I mean, I'm so excited. Well, as if I was ignorant about things that were happening, and you guys are, I mean, right now I have, for guests, I have a long list of guests. I'm the one even sifting, you understand? And because I have to scrutinize also. When I saw your profile, I had to ask, is this guy real? And you imagine even ladies, young ladies, I spoke to a girl, she had first class, very brilliant and all that, but things didn't work. Everybody is just, Nigeria is blessed. Africa is really, indeed blessed with.
We don't have a talent problem here. We have a showcase problem.
Our problem is leadership. It's got political leadership. I know, I agree, it's political leadership. But we'll get there. I'm sure they are seeing it too, that things are really bad. We can't go on like this. You understand?
The housing problem has started to break into riots.
Oh,
We've
wow.
had riots in Lagos. We've had riots in Osun State. Osun State had to legislate over it. They said
I
that
heard about
yes,
that.
they had to legislate over it. And we were even at the Osun State Innovation Challenge the last time where we came first runner up in the tech category there as well.
Wow. All right. To my viewers, you've heard Qudus Adedolapo Oyedeji, young guy. I don't need to tell you his age. You can see he's fresh, young. You're single, Avi?
Not
You're
married.
not married, but you're in a
Not
serious
married.
relationship.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That means you're not searching. So let's leave Qudus alone. No. The woman that's going to spend the millions already with him, barring unforeseen circumstances. You understand? At least she's a good girl, Abi.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a partner in progress. God-fearing, good cook. That's all. All right. That's going to be a wrap there. We're going to see you next week. Qudus, thank you for coming. Thank you for
Thank
what
you so
you
much
are
for having me.
doing. Thank you for the hard work. Thank you for the motivation. Thank you for inspiring others, not just people younger than you, but even those of us that are older than you. You know, I'll always keep in touch with you. Don't worry. I'm sure I can always link you up with people to help in any way possible. That's why we're here. You understand? We need to make sure Nigeria works. Africa must be functional by nook or by hook or crook, as they say. You know, the next battleground for the world, the future of the world is Africa, whether anybody likes it or not. You understand? And Nigeria, being the largest concentration of black people on the planet, should be in a position to have a strong say in what the future of the world. Look at India. India is now more populous than China, nuclear power state, technologically advanced. There's nothing the Indian boys are doing that you guys are not doing. You understand?
Definitely.
Conversation I'm having with you, that I've had with Obafela, that I've had with Justice, I've had with Ogumbanjo and every other person is like talking to the boys in Bangalore. There's nothing they are doing in Bangalore you guys can do. So our
Definitely.
viewers, it's a wrap there. We have to keep encouraging. Keep subscribing. We need more subscriptions so that the more subscribers we have, the more people view it. And let's keep sharing also. God bless you. Thank you, Qudus. Well,
Thank you so
I'll
much,
have a
sir.
chat to you over the weekend and I'll see what we can help you with. Take care, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye. God bless you.